Hello guys, welcome to VBA Coding YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how to add data to the ListView control in Excel Userform. You can see I have this sample fruit data with 5 columns. In row 1, we have column width. This I will use when creating column headers for the ListView control. First, go to the Developer tab. If you don't have the Developer tab, right-click anywhere on the ribbon, then click Customize the ribbon. Now make sure to check the Developer tab and click OK. Go to the Developer tab and click on the Visual Basic. This will open Visual Basic Editor. Now we have to insert Userform. To insert a Userform, you can click here, or you can click on Insert tab and Insert Userform. Resize the Userform.
To insert the ListView control to the Userform, we have to select the toolbox. You can select Toolbox here, or go to View tab and select Toolbox. This is ListView control. If you don't have ListView control in your toolbox, then right-click on the toolbox and click on Additional Controls. Scroll down and select Microsoft ListView Control and click OK. Now select ListView and add it to the Userform. You can change the ListView name here in the Property windows. If you don't have Property window, then click F4 from your keyboard or go to View tab and select Property window. The Property window will appear. I will change ListView name to Fruit List. Remember this name because later I will use this name in coding. You can change the font size, font name, bold and underline, etc. If I run the Userform, you can see the ListView in sunk mode. I don't like this. I like flat mode. Select ListView and select Appearance in the Property window. Change from 3D to flat. Now if I run Userform, you can see ListView is now flat. You can design ListView from the Property window. Now double-click on the Userform. By default, this will generate click event for the Userform. You can change events by clicking on the right drop-down menu. These are all events for the Userform. Select a Userform Activate event. I will declare some variable here. Dim list item as list item. If list item is not appear, then you can declare list item as object. Set list item to the list items of the list view. With this method, we can add data to the first column of ListView. If I run Userform, you can see ID appear on the ListView. To add more columns, we need listItems.listSubItems. With listSubItems method, we can add more columns to the ListView. If I run the Userform, we can't see any difference. This is because we have to add column headers to the ListView to see the text. To add column headers, we have to use .columnHeaders.add. The first argument is index, and the second argument is key. We don't care about these two. We care about the actual text headers that is being shown on the column headers. To add more columns, we have to repeat this line 4 more times. Now if I run the user form, we can't see any changes. This is because we have to change the view property of the list view in the property window from LVW icon to LVW report. Now if I run user form, you can see the column headers appear. I can click on them, I can change the width. Also, we can set the column width. The fourth argument is actually the width argument for the column width. I have the width for each of the column in row 1. Now if I run Userform, the column width are changes. But adding column headers like this is not a good practice, because if we have 10 or 20 columns, we have to repeat this line 10 or 20 times, which is not dynamic. For this, we have to use for loop. This time I will use sheet1.cells method because now columns are dynamic. The first argument of cells is row, which is 2 because our column headers are in row 2. And second is column, which in this case is call variable. Now if I run Userform, you can see we get the same result, but our code is now clean and more manageable. Now we have to add the actual data using nested loops for row and column. I use for row equal to 3 to 62 because our data start from row 3 to all the way row 62. If I run Userform, you can see all the data for column 1 is added. For more columns to add, we have to use another for loop inside this loop. Here I use for column equal to 2 to 5 because first data column is already added. In this loop, we have to use the listitem.listSubitem methods to add other columns' data. Now if I run Userform, you can see all the data has been added, but the date column are not formatted correctly. To format it correctly, we have to use an if condition. Now if I run Userform, you can see the date column are formatted correctly, but the problem is I cannot select a record in the list view. To select a record, we have to enable the full row select to true in property window. Now if I run Userform, you can see I can select record. Now I have another issue. If I double-click on a row, I can change the first column value, which I don't want.
To solve this issue, we have to go to the Property window and change Label Edit from Automatic to Manual. Now, no one can change value inside ListView. If you want to select multiple records, you can go to the Property window and set Multi-Select to True. Now you can select multiple records by holding Shift or Control key and select the records. So this is for today. If you find this video helpful, please give this video a like, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos. It really motivates us for next video to upload. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.